Fudliggity, my name is Mighty Wereball and welcome back to what should be the final trial of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I almost forgot the name of the game there, unexcusable. So yes, we are now up on, I think it's the final trial. Monokuma says it's now us versus him. We have to find out all the mysteries of the school and also find out who killed Mikuro. Now, as I've said in the last couple of episodes, I'm sure Junko has got something to do with it. I'm not quite sure how it all works in just yet, but sure we'll find out soon enough. See if I remember how the hell I'm supposed to do this. It's been a wee while since I've played it. I record on blocks, so let's go for it. Class trial.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mikuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment.
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final. No loopholes, no wiggling out of it later.
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. Eh? Make your argument. So why is he saying that? Group photo, places to check, E-Master's handbook. Oh, of course the photo. Did he get a different one than I did? You guys have all been working together, haven't you? So I'm assuming it's the group photo. I have the evidence, so I know I'm right. Hey, you stole my line. You're allowed to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. Oh, Christ. Three of us. I'm sure that's... I never read what that said, but I'm sure that's that. Anyway. So they did get different photos than I did. They're not all out to get me. Monokuma playing silly buggers again. It's not just you three. I have evidence too. What? You two? The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right? Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right, because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it. Where is she? Oh! Junko has her face covered. Again. How convenient for her. Mikuro just looking all... Yeah, edgelord in the background there. I figured as much. In which case, Hiro, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it. Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence. Let me guess. Junko's face is covered in this one too. Now there's a surprise. Where's... Oh, again. Mikuro just completely no-selling everything that's going on. This one too. It's just like I thought. So the secret in these pictures has been revealed. Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing. But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me. So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. And that person is the one who got the photos. In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing. As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well. In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included. And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint? But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me? Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something. Sure, no problem. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each one of them one more time. Well, how did... Where's Junko in this one? Once again, Junko's face is being covered. Also, is that a super uppercut to a fish? Hina's picture. Hiro's picture. And mine. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something... Group photo has been added to the truth bullets. Can you just forget about the photo already? Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo. I'm still pissed about that. And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way. Yeah, I don't remember ever taking a picture like that. So it's gotta be a fake, I'm sure of it. But you know, can we really be so sure? Huh? Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this photo either, but is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake? What do you mean? The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. You done lost your memories. Hangman's Gambit, that's the word one, isn't it? Amnesia. M. Get out of the way, A. Out of the way, A. Where's E? E. There's S. And A. Damn it. Amnesia. Okay. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it? Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult type story? Yeah, we all lost our memories. That's just crazy. It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if it's the absolute truth, they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. And there's another way to prove it besides those pictures. The DVD? Or the lockers. The interview DVD. Oh Christ, there's a lot. I'm going to assume it's the interview DVD. Interview DVD. You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Where's the DVD? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy? I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school. I remember everything that's happened. Oh, I'm on a roll with these just now. To be fair, it's a bit easier than... or maybe, I don't know, maybe the last ones have been just as easy and I'm just a dumbass. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing. You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you? Toko, darling, of course I am. No, it's nothing like that. I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster. When you say all of us, you mean... I mean all of us, including you. You lie! I never did any kind of interview. No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you. What are you saying? I didn't imagine you would remember. It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow? Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality. How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here. To be honest, I have something else in my mind right now. Something else? You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about? The headmaster sat each one of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school. What kind of question is that? And how did we answer? We'd say no, obviously. Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school. Why? Why would you say yes to something like that? I don't know. I don't remember a thing. The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it all? It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever. That's just insane. How could I believe that? Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What? I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it. Indeed, we have only one path in front of us. Then, we really...
Yup, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt. And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course, there's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time. But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all, a reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive? You mean the motive you came up with to try and get all of us to kill each other? That has something to do with the memories you stole from us.
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else. So until we do that, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mikuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. And it would be Monokuma. Oh Christ. Okay. We'll see what they have to say.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one that's been behind everything. That much I'm sure of. Oops, didn't mean to do that. When you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school? Of course. They have to be here somewhere. What makes you so sure? What does make me so sure? Well, if you don't know, darling. Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million... Oh, wait. Monica, the control room. No! Balls! It's the control room. Stop talking. That's what that is. Control room. Do. Skip through everything. Da. Oh, crap. Well, that was a good start. What makes you so sure? You're just talking push. Come on. Get rid of you. Oh, bucket it. Right. Shoot that. There we go. A little blip there, but I'll bounce back. There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school. How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something? In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt the mastermind has been inside the school all along. There can't be any doubt. In which case, there can also be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us. What? Why? Recall what Makoto Taylor's Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume that it can only be that 16th student. But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me. I'm not the mastermind.
Well, it's not me. I blame Makoto.
What? Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Oh, nuts. You got me.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Makoto. That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about? If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Makoto's fatal injury was. Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head. No, that isn't exactly what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Makoto's actual cause of death must have been
the other wounds. All the wounds covering her body, that's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago, so they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old. That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here. Huh? How do you know that? Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know. You're wrong. She denied me before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
If you're so sure we're going to deny you, why bother saying it in the first place?
Otoko, you so crazy. Okay, so this is the Makoto's profile. She had no... Or was it the Master's? It was her profile. It said that she had no wounds on her except for the tattoo in the back of her head. She must have been in 100 different battles. So when you think about it... Christ, obviously it was all those wounds in the battle. Christ. Are you finished? You didn't deny me this time, Wimsey. What? Ah, you made me go all cutesy.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
The fuck, that spinning words completely put me out. I think it was her profile said that. Was it her profile or was it the... I think it was her profile. Stupid fucking... No, bollocks. These stupid spinning letters put me... Oh wait, I can slow down time, can't I? We'll try again then. That's the wrong fucking button. Oh, come on! That's some horse shit right there. Well, this is exciting viewing. There we go. Break. No, Makoto didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered the school, she hadn't sustained a single injury. To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training. Anyway, so we can be sure that Makuro suffered all those wounds after coming to the school, in which case they could be the very thing that killed her. As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead. Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Makuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Makuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
The identity of the one who attacked me. I can't think of anyone else. The mastermind.
Fucking Junko.
The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. I said Junko. I'm saying Junko all this time and I guarantee I'll be completely fucking wrong, but whatever. When we discovered Makuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
Oh, what are you laughing at? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm going to jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who is under the mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Makuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
No, there's no way Makuro was the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. The hand? No? Yeah, the hand. Yeah, Makuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo. Comparing that to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Okay, what's shooting? Okay, so Monokuma file number 5.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Makuro Ikusaba.
Well, that's the thing I shoot, I'm guessing. You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? What is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
No, okay, so that was on her right hand, wasn't it? So do I steal right hand and then shoot? Do I steal right hand and shoot Makuro Ikusaba? Is that what I... Oh, we'll try that. It was whole triangle, wasn't it? It was right hand, wasn't it? Okay, this is where I show the fact that under pressure I haven't a clue about my left and right. Was it arse? Damn those hips. Right, we're gonna try this. It's other face right. What do you do without a mask? Oh, God damn it. Right, so he says things. No, okay, so it's not that.
You think that can prove the one who attacked you wasn't Makuro? Well, it can't. I won't let it, because I'm totally right.
I need to think about that one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. What would it be then? The contradiction. Is it the other way around, maybe? If I shoot that at the right hand, did I just get the wrong way around? Right, so shoot that. Hey, it was the other way around. Well, there you go. Makuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir, in other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Makoto.
Yeah, well, okay, you got me. I guess it wasn't her. That still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah, we were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh, no snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me. Before anyone could say anything. Oh, taking her glove off. Kyoko was removing her gloves. Your hands! Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin. Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced. I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars. If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me. Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on. My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine? No, not at all, I'm positive. Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Makoto's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
And somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed, just like your brain.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere. There's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored. The biolab. Makoto's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab. The biolab? You mean on the 5th floor? That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body, and it'd keep the body preserved at the same time. Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden. Now, I've no doubt that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof. The proof shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden was the tarpaulin. Isn't it? Tarp. Boom. Yeah, I pressed triangle first time this time instead of pressing X. What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp. Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow, how'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing. This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there. So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed the tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers and put the coat on it afterwards. Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Proof that the body was wrapped in the tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened.
But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Oh, but wrong person.
Walked up.
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency, one so major it can't be overlooked.
An inconsistency in the biolab? Could you be talking about... Dramatic pause.
La la la, I can't hear you. La la la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him. I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think? I'm talking about your family.
What? Ooh. We're gonna find out what happened to them.
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
See, now, I made a passing comment in the... Was it last video? The one before that? About... This is going to be like a Planet of the Apes thing where we're in here and the world has gone to shit outside. That would kind of link into the world has gone to shit outside. Well, why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that. Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up. So the number of lights that are on to show that the bodies are full. The moment of truth.
Oh, we've got to do the Dance Revolution. Right, let's see if I can... I'm gonna go quiet again. Just get my timing right. Really, just try hard mode engaged here. Final strike. Biolab secret. Boom. No, wait, what? Lights. Christ, I forgot about the... You can change the bullet in that. Well, that was close. I could have cocked that one up right at the end. The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. Convenient for a school, wouldn't you say? As part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored. And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on. In other words, if the blue light is on, it means there's a body in that slot. But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Makuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights on it should be on is 10. 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious. Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko was second. Or was she? Leon was third. Chihiro was 4th. Mondo was 5th. Taka was 6th. Then Hifumi was 7th. Celeste was 8th. Sakura was 9th. And victim number 10 was Makuro.
So 10 people in all.
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious.
But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored in there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it. The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of the evidence. But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Makuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone. Then, whose body disappeared? It may very well be that none of them disappeared. But if that's true, then why doesn't the... body count match. Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders? The reason there are less bodies than murders. The explanation for more murders and victims. Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? Only 9 murders took place. No. What? That's patently untrue. Counting Monokuma's executions, there have been 10 murders. I think we can all... Oh wait, am I jumping ahead of myself here? I'm jumping ahead of myself, haven't I? The same person was killed twice then. What about if the same person was killed twice? Huh? Killed twice? Officially 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again. Murdered and murdered again? If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings and still only 9 victims, right? Technically you're right, I guess, but still, something like that could easily have happened. No, it is what has happened. Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice? It was Makuro, of course. Before she was killed as Makuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else. And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else, come on. Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and it will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoka was totally delusional.
Monokuma file number 5.
Who is this someone else that Makuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Mizuno?
No, it wasn't.
Junko Enoshima?
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I've got to shoot these. Oh, Christ. Well, it's Junko, so we'll just have to wait until that comes back round again. Just dance to this music while I'm waiting. Celestia Lou, whatever. Yeah. Well, it's obviously...
No.
Just no... Right, okay, that's the one I... Okay, so... Murder twice, Junko. So, murder twice, Junko. Wasn't Sayaka? I'm gonna shoot them anyway, so I have to go... Boom, boom. Pow! You ain't sneaking past me with your bullshit. Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Makuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears all over her body. And Makuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
Then the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those 2 bodies are actually one and the same. So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time it was presented as the corpse of one Makuro Ikusaba. It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be the same injuries. Then, it's really true? Makuro and Junko were the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean? It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. It also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Makuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Makuro was still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence. Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Makuro alive? The one that's still alive is Makuro? But can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way that Makuro Ikusaba is still alive. Okay, which one do I pick from here?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Makuro.
Oh wait, I haven't mentioned that one. Whoops.
Then she's still alive? That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Makuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up? Oops, didn't mean to shoot that. Oh, okay, so how do I shoot there? And that couldn't have been her body we found in the garden. Is that really possible?
Body we found in the garden.
Was Makuro? It's the tattoo. Right? The tattoo. Told was just being an idiot. No, the body we found in the garden was Makuro. That's the one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5'6" tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, and 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo, so there's no question it's her.
But if Makuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Dun dun da 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 da. Where are you? Where are you? Of course, no me going the long way around. Boom! Junko was still alive. It's the only possibility. Are you sure about that? Huh?
I admit, since Makuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko was still alive, the death we saw would have had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for the pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure she was dead. There's no question Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive?
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
Foo! Foo! I knew you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
The case hasn't been decided just yet.
Who?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh? No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up like that easy.
It's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Makuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction. Huh? The opposite direction? Let's assume Junko was still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her, she was dead, I'm sure of it, because it wasn't her to begin with. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Was it Makuro from the very beginning? Maybe she used some sort of trick. I mean, a little bit of makeup in the back of the hand would cover up any kind of tattoo. Hangman's Gambit. Oh Christ, what's this gonna be? Replaced. Replacement, replay. A, E, D. Where's D? D. Replaced! Complete. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Makuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Makuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything matched Makuro's profile, right? Because, on top of that, didn't he say right at the very beginning that you don't look like you do in the photos? And she was like, oh, they just tweak things in post-production. I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they have done that?
Before we even met her.
Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique? Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. Switched at the beginning. The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one who we saw at that point would have already been Makuro. That also leads into the whole this wasn't supposed to death line. Well, hold on, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Makuro all along?
Then we'd already met her? I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Makuro could have simply told us her name was Junko. And we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Makuro had a tattoo in the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found in the hands of Makuro's body. They were the same red fake nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Makuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Makuro Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore. Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Makuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together. So Makuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back? I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean? Afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko is my secret identity. As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity. When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try and deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. What would that have been? The group photo, right? No? Wait, hey! What the fuck is it then? Ah, bollocks. He tried to hide Junko's identity not just once but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. What else would there have been then? It was not the group photo. Like, the DVD. Because he broke the DVD player before it went any further. Well, I was in the AV room watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster. It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. Oh, what the heck just happened?
Whoopsie! Looks like it broke. Out of service.
What? It just happened to break just now?
Now then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere at any time. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video, and the other reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you? Oh yeah, if everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makuro saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. Now it's the photo. getting punished for... Oh, wait, moment of truth. Oh, we're doing the Dance Dance Revolution again. Okay, going quiet again. Just dance to the music here. I was always bad at these. I tried Dance Dance Revolution once a couple of times, or say once a couple of times. Every now and again I would try it, and I was always terrible. I don't have very good dancing rhythm. Unsurprisingly. How fast is it going to go now? Oh, there we go. Final strike. No, not that one. Shit, no, it's not a photo. Group photo. Jesus. I keep forgetting that you have to press L1 to change the bullets. The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo. I noticed that just a little while ago when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. Junko's face is covered. How convenient for her. The unusual circumstance is Junko's face. Junko's face. The one thing in common is every single photo is that you can't see her face. Why was Hifumi running in that photo? I thought he didn't like exercise. Or have anything like that. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mikuru was clearly visible. So in other words, at that point the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden there is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the picture wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Makuro switched places before we met either of them. So she killed Makuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she died, and the real Junko is still alive. And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation, this killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu ×2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on.
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything right now. Oh, we're doing our pretty picture. So that's folk meeting. That's her saying hello. What pictures have we got? Oh, Christ. Fire, carrying a body, dead body. More dead bodies. Male and female. Knife. Would that be that one? Act 2, stopping on Monokuma, gets stabbed and betrayed. Then Junko takes her body and... what does she do with it? It's the same picture, she doesn't burn it, so no point in that. Puts it in this. Then she puts on the mask, she goes to stab Bugger Lugs. That one there? No, that's not right. Oh, Christ. Actually, I worked better from working my way backwards. So let's do that. Explosion, so that leaves that. So this is the dead body they found in the garden, so that's that one there. That's where she puts the mask on the body. This one here. Grabs a knife. That one. Is that right? I think that's it. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. See how we do. See how we do. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place, and that girl's name was Mikuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma, in other words, the mastermind, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in the biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be the one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think that Makuro was still alive and hiding somewhere in this school. Ah, balls. So... is it that one there and then that one there? Because I can't think of what else it would be. Is that right? Meanwhile, you always had to think of someone inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she then left the room. Then she put the same mask on Makuro's body. This was all to make us think that the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Makuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind, the one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima. That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that? What, are you broken again? You can't get out of this, so don't even try. Come on, it's time you finally revealed yourself. It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding? Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong, there's still plenty more to go.